Yes. All right. Hey, phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Madam Carolla, that is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist, and he's pissed off. What's going on over there, Drew?
It's the lovely technical quality here that's finally getting even to me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Of the fabulous Westwood 2 studio. Is it working? Your headphones working all right?
I just kicked it real hard. It's better.
Okay. Ready to move forward?
Yes.
Okay, I got the phone number, fax number.
Unlike you, I don't have to hang up and talk about these things for now.
Great.
Yeah, let's go.
I obsess. Lars and Matt are both here from Rancid. They just came.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Matt, yeah, you got you're all together.
Brett and
joke
Lars.
I told you earlier.
Brett and Lars are here from Rancid. They just finished the.
Have some more coffee, my man.
They just finished. Oh, I will. They just finished the leg of the Warped Tour that's out here in Southern California. They're heading out. We just had the Pie Tasters in here yesterday.
Oh, cool.
And I guess you guys may have come across them today in your travels.
Yeah.
At the Warped Tour. But they said that they were heading out to Tahoe, and I imagine you are too.
That's correct.
And I was talking to Ann, producer Ann, that is, about 2 minutes ago, and I thought you guys had been in here about a year ago, but it was November 95.
Wow.
She looked it up in her book.
That's incredible.
Well,
Seems just like yesterday.
Yeah, it took a long time to wash the stink of Rancid off us. Yeah, I mean, it's been...
You've been thinking about Matt, is who you've been thinking about.
Is that 2.5 years, Drew?
Yeah.
Holy Christ. And what would you have guessed?
8 months. I'm not kidding.
Well, time flies when you have a TV show.
Oh, yes, we're big stars now. All right, so the new CD came out, I hear, on Tuesday. Life Won't Wait, and K-Rock's playing it already. We're going to play a little bit of it ourselves tonight. I wonder if we should just hear Blood Clot now and then get into the phones and do all that.
Sure.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear something new from Rancid called Blood Clot. That'd be your Blood Clot.
Come on.
From Rancid. And something I didn't know, but I think I overheard Native Wayne in the next room saying that you guys recorded this album in Jamaica?
Just a couple songs. We took the fellas from Hepcat with us, and they did background vocals on Hoover Street and on Life Won't Wait, and we ended up running into a guy by the name of Buju Banton there, and he sang...
Sounded better when Wayne said it.
Yeah, well, because he's Jamaican, man.
Did you go to Jamaica to record this, or were you just going there for a good time and got some work done?
Well, we knew... Well, we knew that we wanted to do that, that we wanted to go and record different places, because the whole record was kind of like fly by the seat of our pants.
Mm-hmm.
Not have to worry about a producer, going, you got to get done now, and then this and that. We wanted to, take our time and do it. And we ended up in Jamaica, I don't know how, we just did.
It sounds like a good place to end up in. I mean, Drew, if you just had to end up in certain places, like you could end up in Riverside.
Oh, yeah.
But you ended up in Jamaica. Or North Hollywood.
You ended up in North Hollywood.
I certainly did. But, Drew, let's be fair, I only spent 27 years there. So it wasn't so bad. I don't think it influenced me in any negative way. All right, Drew, you ready to jump on some of these calls?
Let's go, please.
All right, so you guys know how it works. Jump in, say whatever you like, and we'll hear something else from Rancid as the night wears on. Dan.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, you're 24.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good.
Rancid, I want to say, first of all, I've been hearing that song on the radio up here, and it's really good. I love it.
Thank you, Dan.
Where are you calling from?
Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
Oh, all right.
Oh, cool.
The Warped Tour is going to be up there in a little while.
Yeah, that's right, next week, right? Something
That's
like that?
correct, sir. Yes.
Right on.
Thanks, man.
Sure. Yeah, my question is my wife and I have been separated for a few months now, and it's like some days, I'll be like, okay, and won't really be thinking about her or us, and then all of a sudden, whammo, I'm like crying or whatever, and then other times I'm like, that stupid broad. And it's really hard to tell. In fact, I can't tell if, what emotions are rational that are...
Why are you separated?
How long?
Why?
Oh, she cheated on me.
And how long were you
Let's
married
stick
for?
with the stupid broad.
How long were you married to her?
You what?
How long were you married to her?
It would have been 4 years, May 21st.
So you're 20. How long have you known her?
We met about, it was about a year and a half before we got married, so we were both 19.
It's pretty young.
Why'd she cheat on you?
Well, I heard Dr. Drew say one time there was 2 reasons. One, she's acting out, and one, she was neglected.
Right.
Or 3, she's a whore.
Drew, quiet down, please.
No. Those are the 2 big reasons. So what was in your situation?
I just wasn't giving her what she needed.
Right. How come?
I didn't know it.
Well, let's not make it all his fault. What were you doing?
Dan, what did you do, Dan?
What did I do?
Did you do something bad?
I was just caught up in my own little world, I guess. I thought things were okay. I knew they weren't perfect.
Who'd she cheat with? Someone you know?
I don't know. She won't tell me. She says she'll never tell me, but it doesn't really matter.
Maybe she didn't.
So why did she bring it up with you?
Why did she bring it up?
Why did she tell you? To let you know that you...
Well, because she had... Because it was really weird. We were already a little bit separated. I was staying at my mom's, and she was staying there at the house.
Why?
Excuse me?
Why?
Hey, Dan,
Yeah?
stop saying, excuse me, and repeating the question, doing all that nonsense.
Why were you so distant at that point?
She went snowboarding with somebody one time, a friend of hers, and I asked her flat, well, why didn't you want to go snowboarding with me? And she basically said, I didn't want to. And I asked her, do you want to be married to me anymore? And she said, I don't know. And I said, well, what's the point? Should we go on? And I kind of gave up after that. And then a couple days later, I went back and said, look, I'm sorry I said that.
All right, look, so the cheating was just part of an evolution of the decay of this relationship. I mean, there was a lot of dysfunction going on long before she went ahead.
You know what's great about being a guy in a relationship is you have absolutely no idea what's going on at any time in the relationship, ever. You only know, here's what you know. You know either you're getting laid or it's over.
Yeah.
But those are the 2 things you're aware of. Other than that, you don't really know what's going on. She's going snowboarding with some guy. She's moved down. You know, they're separated. He doesn't really know anything's up at this point.
I'm living with my mom's. I don't understand why she would have cheated.
Well, you know, he got off easy.
Well, look,
He could have been, like, had a lot of money, and she could have took him for half.
Who knows? That may be there, too. But I'd like to know more about her. I mean, there's a whole huge infusion of chaos, I suspect, from somewhere.
All right. I think we can all agree that Dan might be better off on his own, and that the rest of the feminine population might be better off with Dan on his own for a little while.
Dan,
too.
just go get some porn mags, get all worked up, get a hooker, blow off some steam.
If there were a child involved, we might encourage them to get some help and try to restore this thing.
For now, get a hooker.
I think Dan may be the child in this.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay. Sorry, Dan. All right, hold on. Dan's feeling bad. Just let me say something about that. Dan?
Yeah.
You got together with her when you were 19. I think that was a little bit early. Yeah. Not many of us even know who we were together with when we were 19.
Were you rescuing her even then?
Was I what?
Were you rescuing her from something even then?
Yeah, I kind of stole her away from a boyfriend she had been living with.
Was he abusive?
She's always been kind of, not really, a little verbally, but not physically or anything like that.
All right, move on, Dan.
All right, thanks.
Find someone who's better than you. Do you know what I mean? And then rise to the occasion. I don't mean to be mean to Dan, but if you go around and find people that are more screwed up than you are, and then you realize how screwed up they are once you're in the relationship, and they end up screwing you over. Find someone who's got it more together than you do and see if you can't rise to the occasion. Is that good, Drew?
Sure.
Melanie.
Yeah.
You're 15.
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
First of all, I'd like to say, Rancid, hey, what's up? You, like, kick ass.
Thank you.
Hey, like, you kick ass, too.
Thanks. Well, anyway.
Hey, you know what you get when you cross a rooster and a donkey?
What?
I can't tell you.
Oh, okay.
No, I think you could.
Okay, a cock in the ass.
Anyway.
You really had to be there in the shower with Lars when he thought of it.
Yeah,
It was funny at the time.
Lars, that joke sucks, and we're not going to say it. New rule.
Come on, man.
Just make a note to self. Don't tell that joke.
Melanie, what's up?
Okay. My boyfriend has a really bad, really, really bad acne problem on his chest and shoulders and back.
How old is he?
He's 17.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been together for, like, 5 months. And he's been really, really self-conscious about it. And I told him, like, not to worry about it. But, like, I don't know. Like, I told him, I was like, just show it to me. I mean, there's no big deal. And then, like, I guess I saw it, and it just really grossed me out.
So it was a big deal.
Pus on your hands. That's kind of, yeah. I don't know.
Why don't you encourage him to get treatment? There is no reason in this day and age for people to have uncontrolled acne.
Well, I did. I told him, I was like, have you gone to a doctor? So he goes, yeah, well, one of them told me that I should, like, get sunburn and stuff like that.
And sun will help it, but
And, okay.
but there are things like Accutane out there. I mean, he should take advantage of that. I mean, he's probably in some sort of HMO or some system that
Or skin
won't
grafts.
help him properly. But you make him go back there and keep pounding until he gets to see a dermatologist, because this can be treated. All
Yeah,
right?
tell him to show up with his shirt off, and he'll get immediate attention.
Pathetic that you're.
Hey, Melanie, what did you wince noticeably when you saw it?
Well,
You couldn't really dig your fingers in his back, could you?
well, like,
Might slide
when I
off.
would hug him, though, you can feel it, though,
Ugh.
which is kind of gross, you know?
Yeah,
Ugh.
but it's not on his face.
It's not on his face.
That's
But,
weird.
like, he's, like, it sort of moved up to his neck, too.
Right.
But it's not that bad, but, like, it's just there.
Okay.
And, like, I've like, told him, you know, you should, like, you know, go to the doctors. But he goes, well, I have, but it was a while ago.
Listen, he must see a
Oh,
dermatologist.
that would be. See, God
Accutane,
bless women.
Accutane,
I think for a
Accutane.
guy that'd be a deal breaker.
Yeah,
You know what I
imagine
mean?
Letting it get that bad.
Well, I don't know. You just sort of, when you're young, you're stupid, and you figure whatever hand you got dealt to you is the hand you got dealt, and you just live with it. You know what I mean?
You already feel like you look like that.
Well, that's just who you are.
Right.
You're the zit man. I
Oh,
guess.
man. Pizza back?
Back knee.
You know, that's weird about zits is they seem to pop up where there's like on my back there's a 4-inch square patch that I cannot get to either by putting my arm over my shoulder or going backside, and that's where the zit shows up. What is that, Drew?
Dirty.
Did God figure that out? Did he measure your arms and then measure the circumference of your back?
That is
and
dirty.
then figure out that's dirty?
It's just not as well as groomed.
I don't groom anywhere though.
Well, that's true.
Yes, good point. Tommy,
Hey.
what's going on? You're 13. Yeah, Rancid's here.
Yeah. Hi, Rancid. Hi, Matt.
Hey, Tommy.
Hi.
It's
Yeah,
Brett and
I like-
Lars.
Sorry about
See
that.
what you did?
I
Way to
know.
go.
I know. I screwed it up.
Nation's in panic.
How you doing? You got a question?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd like to say, Adam, you're hilarious. And Dr. Drew,
Yeah.
you make a good point, you know. I just want this show. But anyway, Rancid, guys, you guys are my favorite band. So I can't believe I'm talking to you. Anyway,
Oh, my God.
yeah, but anyway,
What's happening, my man?
what bands influence you? Because I can't find, you know, another band like you guys.
There's so many, you know what I mean? Everything from Black Flag to Motorhead to
yeah.
Specials to... I mean, there's even a lot of new bands, you know, that, like, influence us.
It's Slackers.
Slackers,
Been listening to a lot of them lately.
Dropkick Murphys, U.S. Bombs, Pie Tasters,
Oh, the Pie Tasters.
F minus.
F minus,
You got to check out F minus.
Hey,
Gadgets.
Tommy, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Portland, Oregon.
Wow. So you heard that the Warped Tour is going out that way in a
Yeah.
few days, right?
Yeah.
Is that all ages, that Warped Tour?
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
should
no
be.
idea.
We
My
wouldn't
parents
do
will
it.
drive me out there.
How far is the gig away from where you live?
I forget where the venue is.
Hey, let's all close our eyes for a second and think back to the times when we couldn't drive. Didn't that suck?
I still don't even drive, man.
Yeah, Lars don't got a license. We
Oh,
have to,
really?
We have to drive his
Yes, we-
sorry ass all around.
Did you have it taken away?
No, man, I just never wanted to do that.
He can't drive. He doesn't know how to operate a motor vehicle.
I ride a skateboard, man.
Yeah, but you can only... I mean, you can't outrun the cops on a skateboard.
Well,
You don't want to get
I
a...
can smack him across the face with it.
You don't want to get a license?
That's what he's got us for.
All right. Here's what. I'm not attacking you. I'm coming from a place of curiosity.
Okay.
How old are you?
Why?
I want. It's
26.
It's
We've been trying to
germane
tell him for
not having
years.
a license.
26.
Okay, but don't you like cars? Didn't you think cars are cool?
Yeah, but I just never was in that. I like guitars better. And look what happened.
Well, okay, but the point is now that you got so good on the guitar, you can afford a car.
Sure.
You should go with the car.
I just buy one for somebody else. My mom or something.
That's noble.
We're trying to get him to drive, but he won't take lessons, and we don't want to teach him. We don't want to smash up any of our cars.
But you don't even have to take lessons, really. I mean,
me and Tim have never driven.
Tim either.
Yeah, and we ride bikes and skateboards. Tim's got
They
his
get
big
around,
hands.
you know.
yeah, but I don't know.
It's when you're young, man. You go, hey, baby, what's going on? Yeah, come over and buy me some beer. Okay, can you take me over to John's house or whatever?
No, and also where we grew up was a lot of public transportation. I didn't learn how to drive till I was 19.
Where'd you grow up?
In the Bay Area. You got BART,
you got the BART,
buses,
yeah.
and the buses were fuck it. You're on your skateboard, take a BART.
Try not to work the F word into it.
Whoops, you guys don't have one of those delays?
I think we may. We do have one of those, don't we?
Sorry.
I can't figure
It's
out.
not being operated, though.
Oh, it's not?
She's in there
Oh, it
asleep.
is. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. You know what I love about the control console room
is the way we talk.
no one looks up. All right. No. Listen. I still don't
Get
understand
off my
about
back,
that.
man.
I'm not passing judgment. In a way, I
Dr.
think
Drew,
it's kind of novel.
Can you help him with this problem with me?
No, he's not. He's just curious. That's all.
No, he's got a problem, obviously.
No.
Well, he loves cars. We can't imagine somebody who doesn't like.
I can't imagine. I grew up in North Hollywood, and the second you turned 16, you ran down to get your license because that represented freedom. It's like you couldn't do anything without a license.
The reason why I never got one is because my mom, pretty much raised 2 kids on her own, and she didn't have enough money for someone like me, to be driving a car, because I'm automatically probably going on her insurance. I mean, she barely put food on the table.
Right.
So that was probably another aspect of it.
Right.
What's insurance?
All right.
What's insurance?
All right. Listen, I'm not passing judgment. I find it to be novel, but and quaint at the same time. I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm just curious. Were we speaking to Mary?
No.
Mary, you're 15.
Hello?
What's going on?
Not much. Okay. I have, like, these obsessions with people. Not like people that I know. Not like people that go to my school or anything like that. Anyways. And it completely consumes my life.
You're a stalker.
No, it hasn't gone that far.
Who are you obsessed with?
Like Shirley Manson, from Garbage.
Right.
Like she's my idol, so I'll try to do everything to be like her. And it gets to a point where it's like I'm wondering it's probably not healthy, and sometimes it's not that bad, but sometimes I'll try to do everything to be like her, dress like her, and anything that I find out about her. And
but it's not a lesbian thing.
No, it's not like sexual love.
All right. We got if it's not a lesbian thing, we got to move on. I don't care about her painting her nails.
I mean, it's an identity thing.
That's horrible, man.
All right. Well, listen, everybody goes through that. Drew, you wanted to be Bobby Sherman when you were 15, didn't you?
You're not supposed to talk about that.
That's right. I mean to reveal Drew. Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of, as Drew would say, age appropriate.
Yeah.
Something you do when you're 15.
It's a little bit...
Maybe a little more 13 than 15, but,
And it's excessive, and it's bothersome, and you may have sort of obsessive-compulsive qualities about you. But if you can channel those into ways that are more productive, it'll serve you well in your life.
Masturbation.
No, more like school.
You want to masturbate at school?
Masturbation's better,
But
man.
I'm really driven in school.
That's
too.
the point. That's what I'm saying, is that that's sort of your nature. It's your biology, and as you get older, hopefully you can channel that in ways that are more productive.
You'll grow out of it, whatever
Important
it
for you to
is.
focus on doing things that help you feel good about yourself, because that's really what
Masturbation.
you're searching for. The counterpoint's always here, so I don't have to reiterate what the band is telling
See,
us.
Lars, you'll never know the joy of masturbating behind the wheel of a motor vehicle,
That's right. There you
which
go.
most
How do you
men
know
can
that?
say.
Oh.
Well, it's in the parking lot, but I mean,
See, I do one up on you.
What, on your skateboard? Oh, my God.
On his
no,
car.
you've never masturbated on a skateboard or a bicycle.
No, I just masturbate in your car when you're not looking.
I was wondering why the
Leave a
Thomas
little
guy
present.
Masturbates in other people's cars.
spot welded to the passenger seat. Micah,
Yeah.
I know we got to go to break. We'll just tease this call. You're 14. What's going on?
Okay. This is Adam.
Yeah.
Okay. I was over at my friend's house last night, and I spent the night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we were just sitting there, and he whips it out, and then I was
Did
like,
you guys get a cracker?
no, no, and then he starts masturbating. And I was like, what are you doing?
Wow.
And I was like, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, nothing. I was like, what? And he started, I was like, I left the room, and then he started laughing, and I was like, what's your problem? He's like, I busted a nut in my stomach. And I was like, oh my God. And he's like, don't be, he's like, and then he started making fun of me. He's all, oh, you're just too mature and you can't take it.
How well do you know the guy?
Pretty good.
Let's talk about it after the break.
All right, want to take a break?
Yeah.
Funny that we were just speaking of masturbation. Well, I'm sure Lars will have some insight to this. Micah?
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Okay? He didn't make you his bitch or anything, though, right? No.
No.
Okay. Hang on there.
All right.
All right, we'll be back with all the answers with Rancid and Drew after this. Yes, you is.
Hi, this is Shirley.
Oh,
And this is
yeah. It's Shirley from Garbage. Rancid is here. Lars and Brett from Rancid are here. They just got done doing the Warped, and they're actually in between Warps. They got another one. Is it tomorrow or the next day?
Next day.
And then they're going to make their way out, I guess, to Portland, San Francisco, and that.
Vancouver. It goes for
Tahoe, San Francisco, Seattle.
Are you guys doing the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So these tours, is as far as the best that I can understand about them, they have like a core, like some groups that are the core, and then they have groups that sort of ride along for 12 shows or 10 shows.
Well, yeah. The Warp Tour, has two big stages and then another couple of stages, and they have local bands and stuff on for a couple of weeks at a time.
Right. How many tour dates are there for the core group? I mean, how many do you guys got to do?
Over 30.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's like 5.5 weeks long.
Yeah, because we've had a lot of bands in here that said they're doing, 10 or 12, I think, legs. Maybe, I don't know, who the hell was it?
Like the Swing Utters or H2O or 22 Jacks. There's a bunch. It's really cool this time out because there's so many of our friends.
Right.
Like No Effects, Civ.
Reverend Horton Heat. Cherry
Heat.
Poppin' Daddies.
Who I think
Slacker
is
is a
supposed to be on the show and said soon, the Reverend, who, like I said, I've never met him and I've never seen him. I just hear great things about him.
Amazing band.
That's all I ever hear about that band. Micah. Micah's 14, and
his friend.
His friend
was jerking off in front of him.
How old's your friend, Micah? 27? No. 'Cause that's a felony, right?
He's 14.
13.
13. Wow.
We don't consider that to be normal, mature, or immature behavior.
But screw it, do it.
You don't do that yourself, Micah?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, my man.
He's all, yeah.
Not in front of your friends, though.
No.
Right.
Well, maybe that just gets him off,
But that suggests something. That means something.
Mike,
Maybe it's just crazy and he was just trying to bum him out.
Maybe he really likes you.
do you think you were motivating him in any way, or he just was going to do it and didn't care who was there?
I'm pretty sure it was more of that.
So you didn't feel like you were weaved into the fantasy?
What were you watching? Were you watching Mom's pornos?
His.
His pornos. Oh, see? There we go.
Could you imagine growing up?
Maybe he just wanted to say, hey, my man, come and experience this thing that I'm doing.
This joy known as porno.
I want to share my love with you. Micah?
Yeah?
It sounds all right. Just don't go camping with
Is
him.
he-
all right?
I got a question for Rancid.
Wait, let me ask you about the friend. Is he the kind of guy who gets in a lot of fights?
No.
No.
What are you
Too
trying to
busy
say?
whacking off. What do you mean? Yeah. What's your question for Rancid?
Yeah, I was looking on the internet, and there's this thing on the Warped Tour, and it said that the Voodoo Glow Skulls are going to be playing there. And I got tickets for you guys up next Wednesday in Estacada.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And on the thing I got, it says it doesn't say the Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Then they probably aren't playing.
In the
East Coast, Ann just said.
Hmm.
Yeah, we've had them in here a couple times, but I haven't heard anything that they were playing, at least on the West Coast. All right, here we go, Drew. Lars picked this one. Bill?
Yeah.
You're 17?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
I've been sleeping in the same bed with my sister for God knows how long, because we're not a rich family. We have 2 rooms.
Yeah.
One for my parents, one for me and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister's 20. And a couple nights ago, we went to sleep, and in the middle of the night, around, 3 o'clock, we woke up, and, we were, feeling each other, and then, because I sleep in my underwear, and I don't know, we just...
Do you sleep in the same bed?
Yeah.
Why is she still living at home?
Well, she's not going to college right now. She took a year off.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Well, go on with the story. What happened?
Well, we had sex, and then I guess we fell asleep afterwards, and we woke up in the morning.
This is a different version of this story than we normally get. You know?
Well, he's not from Texas.
Well, normally we get younger kids where one of them has been abused sexually, sort of doesn't perceive the boundaries and just really comes on to the other sibling.
This is 17 and 20.
This is almost adult, and this is a kind of a bizarre situation where the circumstances lacks the boundaries. You know what I mean? The people could have boundaries, but the situation they're in is so peculiar.
Well, if you take... I know this may sound bizarre, but if you take a 17-year-old, your average 17-year-old, and you tell her to sleep in the same bed with his grandma, eventually he's going to be in the middle of some kind of dream and a hand's going to swing around and cop a feel. I know it sounds weird.
No, I can totally understand the because every night, if you got a girlfriend or whatever and you're sleeping with her every night, you're not going to want, for 3 or 4 years straight, whatever, you're not going to want to go when you go back home and sleep with mom in her bed. Because you know you're going to wake up with some morning wood, and you might be poking mom in the back.
All right, I'm going along hypothetically.
Okay,
yeah.
so this stuff can happen.
Is she your half sister?
But I agree with Drew, which is the circumstance is weird that
Did
you're
he enjoy
sleeping
it?
in the same bed.
Did he have fun?
Yeah, kind of.
It's pretty weird, though.
It was really weird.
This is your biological sister, right?
Yeah.
Your full sister.
I mean, I love her like,
like a sister.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably were just dreaming, You
use protection, right?
You need to change the
There
circumstance.
was no protection.
This is to me, this is a case in point of how subtly different ages and different issues can be. People get criticized for talking about bisexuality and sexual identity and that sort of thing. Look how subtle the difference is here. It's an older age, slightly. The circumstance drastically different than average, and probably the interpersonal dynamics are quite.
All right, hold on. I'm going to talk about Bill for a second while Bill's on hold. Isn't the fact that you're sleeping in the same bed with your 20-year-old sister at age 17 bizarre no matter how poor you are? I understand not having money.
I can see that, but
but you can get another bed. I mean, you can sleep on the floor. I mean,
the parents must have loved Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or something when they were.
Well, no, I mean, different circumstances.
Yeah, but there's something going on
Rich
here.
people get married and then have separate rooms.
So this is much more than
just
economic.
Yeah, it's just
in the bed. There's something going on here. Hey, Bill, are your parents together?
Yeah.
Do they know? Do they know?
No, they don't know yet.
Have you and your sister talked about this?
Yeah, we've talked about it, and we're trying to figure out like if there's any health problems that could be like occur or something.
Health problems if she gets pregnant. Now, why is the
Imagine how crowded that room would get.
Look at the royal family, my man.
What Adam is trying to point out, though, is what is it about your parents that they would think this is appropriate or would allow this to be?
Well, I mean,
no matter how economically distressed the situation is.
I mean, I come from a family where like the whole family like sleeps. I mean, basically together.
What's your nationality?
I'm Indian.
Indian?
North American Indian?
Yeah.
Like Native American, okay.
Okay, so, all right, so there's sort of a cultural thing, but still sleeping in the same bed with a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old.
Yeah, but I'm saying, that's not, what I've been really worried about. I mean, I've done it, I've done this all my life,
What? Sleeping with you?
I mean, yeah, just slept in the same bed with my sister. I mean, that's never been a problem,
Yeah, but it's a different time in your life when it has now become a problem.
Well,
you got a rod and you can use it.
I took a bath with my sister at
when you were 4,
certain,
yeah, right.
I was 22, but the point is it was a different time in my life, and I did it when I was 4. I mean, Drew, you got triplets, you get them all naked and toss them in the tub together, right?
That's right.
Who cares? But you wouldn't do it when they were 17.
That's right.
That'd be bizarre.
Yep.
Not unless you're filming it. I mean. All right, Bill, here's what you need to do. You need to get yourself out of that situation. I mean, you need to go down to the surplus store and get a cot. You need to do something. You know what I mean? You two cannot sleep in the same bed together.
It's a family all sleeping in the same space is different than not having any boundaries. I mean, if even the culture, I would think, would interpret it differently than the way they're living it out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If a family...
No, the forefathers did not get together and dream about brothers banging
their
family
living
their
in the same
sisters.
Tent still would have had very separate personal spaces in that tent.
Right. You mean teepee, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to get that straight. So, Bill should get out of that bed
Yes.
and not do it again.
Or move to Utah.
Right, where he can have many, many sisters. Yeah, the whole idea is to bang someone else's sister when you're 17, isn't that? There really should be a sister exchange program. Steven,
Yes.
you're 14.
Yes.
Still, there's something up with that family.
Oh yeah.
It's not just a cultural thing.
That's my point.
Okay. Steven?
It's a undifferentiated ego mass, they call that.
How you
Go
doing,
ahead.
Steven?
I have to tell you, I saw you guys first on MTV, and then I was informed that you had a radio show from the show. You talk about it every now and then. And
Take notes, Ann. You hear that?
Go ahead.
I go to sleep to you guys like every night.
Thank
That's
you.
a horrible thing.
During the show, or do you wait till the show's over?
Depends on how tired I am.
I see.
Just
Okay.
when Adam talking a little too much. That's a nice yeah.
Did you bang your sister?
No.
Steve, what's your question?
Okay. On a prior show, a person called up worried about the size of his penis, and so am I. And you said that it still grows after like
Up to 21.
up to 21.
Yeah, you're 14.
Yeah.
That's 7 years. You should squeeze out 3/16 of an inch in that 7 years. Don't worry
that's
about
great.
it.
No, this is just the beginning of your growth spurt. You should excuse the expression.
Right. What are you at now, Steven?
I'm at 5.
Well, that's not bad for 14.
Yeah.
What do you, Drew? I don't know if anyone ever figures this out, but what do you think you get between, the time you start growing? I mean, you hit puberty and the time you stop at 21.
What do you
What
get?
is the average?
Average what?
Growth.
Growth. Is it 1.25 inches? Is it 7/8 of an inch? Is it 2 inches?
What's the total growth? You start.
Listen here, you numbnuts.
talking per
Rancid
year?
knows what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Where you been, Drew? Come on.
Please.
Ask
How
it.
big's your cock, Drew?
Oh, he's hung.
Ask the.
I seen it in the
Oh,
airport in
no.
St. Louis.
Was
Oh,
he
yeah.
jerking off in front of you?
Was he banging his
Did he
sister?
sleep with your sister?
He had to put it in the overhead bin when we were on the plane. The stewardess made him do it. No, it wouldn't fit under the seat in front of him, so he had to. No, Drew, here's what I'm saying. I know you don't have an answer to this, but somebody knows the answer. From the time that you sort of hit puberty, 13, 14 years old,
Yes.
to the time you turn 21,
Yes.
what do you think the average penis grows in that 7-8 year period?
You basically start with nothing. You start like an inch. I mean, you start with like almost a child.
Right. You mean
Yeah.
at 12, 13,
Yeah.
14
You
years old?
start with nothing.
All right.
Whatever you grow to is.
Okay.
That's how much
so
you grow.
if you're at 5 by 14, you may be 11 by 21, right? Is that true?
Everyone's different. That
Is there anything he can do to promote the growth of his
no,
member?
definitely not.
How about if you talk
What
to
if
it
you
like a
massage it?
houseplant?
Sure, I'm sure that helps.
Exercise?
Rub one out every day, daily.
Throw a beat.
Steven, you're fine.
Okay.
You're 5 now. That's fine. The average, I think, what was it, Drew? 5.3?
Yeah.
That's only 5.3. You're less
already
than
average.
3/8 of an inch away from making the average.
Oh.
And that's an adult. All right, Steven?
Okay.
You're gonna just learn the wonders of the button.
Relax, pal.
Okay.
All right, you're fine. Steven?
Yeah.
Do you give it an honest measurement, though, or do you exhale real hard and do the Harry Carey thing with the ruler?
Honest measurement.
Okay. All right. Water displacement? No.
Later
Because that's really the only scientifically accepted way to measure the penis volume.
So we should really be talking about volumes, not length, huh?
I'm talking volume,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
All right. Drew,
Yeah.
why don't you sell the next call, and then we'll move on to a
Let's
break.
have a lighter discussion about, and shall we return to the good time?
Oh, the good time theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get into this periodically on this show, and someone has the answer to the verse in the song that we can't figure out. Rancid, you guys are musicians. You have good ears. You can figure this out with us. All right. We'll be back with more Rancid and more good times.
You have 5 seconds.
Almost had a coffee syndrome.
Yeah, it was only water. Lars and Brett are both here from Rancid. We're going to hear something else off of Life Won't Wait, which is the latest effort from Rancid. Came out on Tuesday, right? We're only in Thursday, right? What are we going to play there? No, we're not going to hear it this break anyway.
Okay.
What is
Oh, we're going to hear Life Won't Wait.
Yeah.
All right.
I played him earlier for you.
Let's jump back and take some of these calls. Ann.
Aaron?
Aaron.
Aaron, yeah, this is Aaron.
You're
Hi, Aaron.
29.
I am 29. How are you doing?
Good.
Happy 4th of July to everybody. Hello, Brett and Lars and Adam and Drew. I'm calling because I think I have an answer for you, Adam, and I have a question for you, Drew. So
all right, let's go.
tell me what you want first.
Well, let's get the good times queued up. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, actually, I'm listening from Chicago, and I just heard the tape show, and I believe the word is enjoying, hanging and enjoying good times.
That is one of the more feasible answers we've gotten.
I've heard a number of them.
Yeah, here was the controversy. I can't remember who brought it up, but about 2 months ago, somebody brought up a line from the theme of Good Times where they sing. I always thought it was hanging in a jiving.
Can you play just
No, that's not it.
Let's hear the whole thing. Yeah, why not? It's 30 seconds.
Let's talk at least over it.
No, let's really focus on it. The line doesn't come for 20, 30 seconds.
Temporary layoffs. Good times. Easy credit rip-offs. Good times. Scratching and surviving.
Here it is.
Hanging in a jive. Good times.
Hanging in a jiving?
Yeah, that's what we thought it was, but they don't say it. We've listened to it a bunch of times. It's hanging in a jawline.
Yeah, well,
A job line?
Yeah,
That's what I said.
Yeah, but it's not that either if you listen to it.
Why would you be hanging and jiving when you're getting temporary layoffs?
Yeah, hanging in a job
It's
line.
interesting how in the 70s a crisis was a temporary layoff.
Well, they're talking about the
They're talking about the hood, my man. You grew up in Riverside.
No, I grew up in North Hollywood.
That's the same difference.
No, that's a hood now too.
Oh, is
Believe me. Oh yeah.
You didn't have to sleep in a bed with your sister, my man.
No, but I crawled in anyway.
Yes,
we lived in a mansion. I had to go up 4 flights to get to my sister's bed. The point, no, I grew up poor, but I still wasn't going to hump my sister. Blowjob wouldn't have been bad. No. I think the Good Times theme is supposed to chronicle the entire life of the hood, and it's hanging in a job line, and it's hustling and bustling, and it's having a good time too.
Well, but
you know what I mean?
At the end, it says hanging. You're hanging, so you're just kind of hanging around, and it's a good time. So you'd be enjoying them after the end. I mean, I would think that's kind of what it's all about.
So your hypothesis is it's hanging
and enjoying.
Enjoying.
Enjoying. Didn't quite sound like that.
No, that wasn't it either.
You know what here's what has to happen. The only way this controversy is going to be solved.
Find the guy who wrote it.
Find the woman that sung it. Yeah. The woman that sung it in that Good Time thing has got to call Carolla, call Ann during daytime. It's 818-567-1067. And we'll have her here as a guest.
Line rhymes with time.
This has gone on for months, this damn controversy.
So as a songwriter and a lyricist, you'd want to like have the verses rhyme and hanging in a job line, good times. It's like they rhyme.
Hanging in a jiving. Yeah, but
rhymes with what?
Can we hear that? We can't hear that one part.
Let's hear it again.
It's assonance.
All right, it's going to take a second to cue that up.
All right, what was your other question?
My other question actually is for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
It's probably a little less fun, I suppose. About 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with something called a fibrocystic breast condition. You're familiar with that, I think?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I've had, for the past 6 or 7 years, I've had 2 masses, probably about the size of a grape, that have been unchanged. I get them checked regularly. The last time I was in, they told me that they could change or get bigger if I were to go on birth control or get pregnant, and I'm just wondering if you have any ideas on whether it's best to just leave them alone at this point.
Absolutely, leave them alone. There's no significance whatsoever.
That's kind of what I thought, too.
And just to, I'm sure they told you about caffeine and cigarettes and chocolate.
Right, yeah, no chocolate.
Supposed to do all that, double down on all that.
But it has...
How is a girl going to stay with chocolate?
I read some data once that suggested women with fibrocystic breast have a lower incidence of breast cancer than average. They are of no significance except that they make it difficult to feel a breast cancer if there's something behind it.
Well, the reason I asked, too, is because my dad's sister had actually died of breast cancer, and my grandmother on my mom's side recently was diagnosed and had...
So you need to have your mammograms done regularly. But the cysts have no significance.
Right. Well, they're not. I mean, they're solid. They're not fluid filled. That was the other thing too. But they do ultrasounds and everything. So.
All right, Aaron, you're safe.
You know why people admire you guys? Because you get to talk about tits all day.
I think that's part of it. And we only work 2 hours. Drew only works about an hour and 45 minutes, really.
Yeah, but I work the rest of the day.
Who cares? You don't do that.
Do you actually have a practice?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was in the emergency room until 20 minutes before I got here.
Whoa.
What were you doing?
Stroke patient.
Oh, man.
You did what to a patient?
Why'd you kill him?
What happened? Someone had a stroke? How old were they?
Intracranial hemorrhage that progressed with hydrocephalus. We had to.
Oh, one of those.
We had to get him to.
I hate it when that
Yeah, we had to put that in the set.
Get him to a neurosurgeon so they could put a shunt in.
A shunt?
What the hell's a shunt?
They had to
That's
drill
kinda
into the guy's brain
Oh.
and put like a
man.
tube so that the fluid could drain.
Do you ever like stick pencils in that stuff? And you drill holes in people just like for fun?
And they just throw number 2 in.
Play a joke?
No.
Like on a nurse?
You can't say
Stick
that.
a paper clip in there?
What is this thing I've been reading about people like performing their own like they drill into their heads? There was like some article in Spin or Rolling Stone. Did you read about that? Some lady who filmed herself tapping a hole into her head. It's like some spiritual release or something. They did
That is not a well person.
Oh,
I
it
promise.
was sick. I mean,
But
I
I bet that was what's this? That's out of the Spin, isn't that magazine that was
Bob Guccione Jr. or something?
But it was this lady who had documented herself. She hung a drill from the
She lives in a
ceiling
psychiatric hospital, I'm sure.
and now she's got a soft spot where the cranium healed up.
Right. Well, there's a lot of
like an
idiots.
SS
People
experiment.
with severe psychiatric disturbances do lots of very bizarre ritualistic self-mutilation in a delusional attempt to release things from them. I've seen the situation where people pluck their eyes out and do all kinds of weird stuff.
Oh my God!
Because there's a demon in there and all kinds of weird stuff. So
What about the guys who put stuff in their ass?
Yeah, that's another
Mayonnaise
no,
jars?
wait a minute. No, this is just kidding. That's right. I'm sorry. All right, do we have that part isolated from the good times? Okay, well, let's listen. Turn your headphones up, guys, and just close your eyes and don't say a word. Scrub your brain free like an Etch-a-Sketch and just listen. Here we go.
Scratching and surviving. Good time, hanging in a jar.
Yeah, so you would want it to rhyme with
Jawline.
surviving.
It should rhyme with surviving. Hanging and surviving.
No, she said in a.
Yeah, she did.
She said hanging
It sounds
in
like-
a job line.
No, it sounds like
But
in
there's
a jar.
no B in.
line.
There's no B in there. That's right.
She's got
Jar
an
line.
accent.
Maybe
Hanging
a jar
in
line is something in Chicago
Play it again.
would
You
happen.
got to play it again.
One more
Ready?
time.
Scratching and surviving. Good time, hanging in a jar.
Jawlin. It's a non-word.
Maybe it's slang. You don't always pronounce.
Hanging in a jolin.
Anyone knows that woman? Contact her.
I think she was supposed to say jiving. I really do. And I think
Anyway.
she just got caught up in the moment and dropped. You guys have dropped the lyric out there when
Oh,
you're jumping up and down and getting excited, right?
Yeah.
When that's not always dropped.
Steve,
Yeah.
35. What's going on?
2 questions and a quick comment. First of all, I think you guys are great. It's the service, man. What a service to the community. You know.
Thanks.
I've sent 50 phone calls, hit redial the last 2 nights. Finally got through. It's a miracle. Sign from God. I swear to God. So anyhow, got 2 questions, or actually just really 1 question. And like I said, I really enjoy your show. And
Question, please.
the question is that I'm going to drug diversion therapy, and I have 2 counselors. One of them's a private counselor. The other one's a group counselor. My group counselor, I'm very attracted to her. I'm actually thinking about getting out of therapy just so I can ask her if I can date her. And I'm wondering what you guys' feedback is.
All right, we got to go to break though first. We'll talk about it.
Drew hates this.
No. This feeling is normal, but I would hate it if a counselor responded to that. That is despicable. If somebody that's an abject violation of the patient-client
But he's saying he's going to
relationship.
quit therapy. To
No,
do it.
no, because the therapist's job is to stop these, to put a boundary against these behaviors and see how the person
What if he
reacts to it.
threatens to go
We'll
back
talk
on
about it.
drugs if she doesn't have sex with
We'll
him?
talk about
Wouldn't you think she'd be doing her job?
We'll talk.
Radio station.
KROQ-FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
The world famous K-Rock.
Brett and Lars are both here from Rancid. The name of the CD is Life Won't Wait. We're going to hear Life Won't Wait, the song off of that CD.
Few minutes.
Yeah?
We got to finish with Steve.
Oh, really? What were we talking about? Oh, Steve's 35?
Yeah.
Steve?
He's into his therapist.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, one other thing, too. You guys are helping me out, so I want to help you guys out, too.
Uh-huh.
I have 2 answers for you. Number 1, from
Great.
last night's show, the game where they say, I'm the sole survivor.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's called Battleship.
No.
You sure?
Yes.
And number two, I think...
Hold on a second. How come, first off, how come I'm 3 times smarter than everyone who listens to this show?
That in itself, that statement is a
That is
frightening.
frightening.
Yes.
Because in real society, I'm twice as dumb as everybody else. But every time somebody calls this show and goes, I got an answer for you on the Good Times thing.
I know
or
the answer. I've
I'll
got
tell
it.
you, you know, you guys were arguing about that theme song. That I'll tell you what, they're always wrong. I was talking about a game the other night where there's the theme for the commercial, which I've seen 1,000 times, but I can't remember the name of the game. And I saw it like in the 70s when I was a kid. There's these kids and they're on this beach like castaways, and this game washes up on the shore, and they play the game on the beach, and then the commercial ends with one kid going, I'm the Soul Survivor. And the name of the game is either called Soul Survivor or called like Castaways or something, but it's definitely not Battleship.
Battleship was You Sunk My Battleship.
Yeah.
It's
You
not.
sunk my
You sunk my battleship.
It's not Stratego, is it?
No, it's not Stratego. No.
It's not Risk.
Ooh, maybe it was Risk.
I don't know. See, if Mike,
Risk would be more
if
serious.
engineer Mike were here, he'd take a time out from looking at internet porn and look it up on his computer. Steve?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing is I think it is a jar line, and that's maybe how they gave out food in the 70s. You know, like...
I was around in the 70s. No, they didn't do that.
We sort of toyed with that a couple months ago when we were digging into that, but you realize you can't make an activity out of something that's a non sequitur and make it
By
fit.
the way, in
you
the
know what I mean?
70s, the food stamps were at their height. Everybody had food stamps. There was no problem with handing out food.
And it would be a soup line or something.
What about
how
What
bizarre
about
that.
those things? Those stamps that you used to get from supermarkets if you bought
Blue chips.
Blue chip stamps.
Yes.
Now, did you get something special from the blue chips?
I remember you'd get blue chip trading stamps from the supermarket and from the gas station. Then once a year you'd dig them out of a shoebox and you'd paste them into a booklet, and then you and your sister would argue. Because she wanted like the sewing machine and you wanted the kayak, and they're both like $300, and a fight would break out.
S&H green stamp.
And it was all junk.
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're double wrong. Now what's going on?
So, like I said, I'm wondering if I should try and change therapists so I can ask her out.
No.
Still be inappropriate.
Yes. Yes. I really think that you've got some issues there that you have an opportunity to work through with this therapist. You should talk about your feelings, and if this is a good therapist...
His feelings with her?
Absolutely. And then
Wait, what's wrong with somebody liking somebody? She
No
just happens
problem.
to be his therapist.
But that's
Well,
the point.
isn't he
That relationship is about being therapeutic.
Is
and
it drug
part of-
therapy?
Yeah.
It's a drug recovery process.
Drug recovery.
Yeah, and
It might just be the obsession and
absolutely that's all the more
it's
reason
just
why
changing form. And instead of for drugs, it's the chick's ass.
Steve, in the first 6 months of abstinence,
You make a
from
good counselor, Lars.
a drug of choice, people are continuing to try to activate the same piece of the brain that's activated in addiction, and you can do that with behaviors like sex, gambling, spending a lot of money, thrill-seeking, extreme sports. It's the same thing. It's distancing yourself from feelings you don't want to have. But this has a doubly good opportunity for you to deal with issues about your sexual aggression.
Man? Just go around, get some mental pictures, take them home with you. You don't have to ask her to go out, and you have her every night with you in your mind. Just throw one, get it out of your system, and you don't need to date her.
Talk about it.
All right. Brett, you got a call you like there?
How about this guy who takes speed to stay awake?
What number's that?
Number 4. Bobby.
David.
Hey, what's up, Adam?
Hey, you're 26. You're on with Rancid.
Hey, Rancid guys. What's
Hey,
up, man?
what's up, speed guy?
Anyway, what I was calling for was for the past 4 years now, I've been third shift, 40-hour plus employee, and approximately not even a year into it, I'd say 9 months. The body started wearing down, and from the hours, I'm a student to own a house, so I'm trying to keep it all together. And at first, I was introduced to pseudoephedrine, like
Sudafed.
many thins, and then after
The
that,
good
it
stuff.
was introduction into coke or crank, and which the buzz is not what I'm in for. It's
Many speed addicts, and I would almost say most, Actually, I will definitely say most speed addicts become addicted in attempt to use speed for some functional purpose. And it's very common for truck drivers, students, people who work night shifts to begin their relationship with speed for very rational reasons. But even only using it 3 days a week, if you do that for a couple months, that is full-blown speed addiction.
So no one in the federal government has a speed habit, Drew?
You must got some shrinkage going on, you know what I mean? And just have to all the time.
Well, I mean,
You know what I mean? You can't work it up. You're just pissing out of your ass.
Hey, have you had Lars? You taken a lot of speed in your life?
Oh my God, have I? You can't jerk off. All you do is want to. You tell stories about shit. You make plans with people to have breakfast with them.
Hey,
you clean
Lars,
the house.
Let's work poop in where S was,
or just S.
But is there any, as far as medical? I've had a couple people come with some prescription blue speed, some blue and white.
So you want to step it up? That's what you're doing.
Well, I mean,
you're way into it, David. You are way into it.
What's the most addicting drug, Drew?
Cocaine, yeah, crack.
Is speed, but speed's in the top three, isn't it?
Speed is the most pernicious because most people don't realize they're addicted to it. They're only using it 3-4 times a week. They're doing that for many months. They are not having many consequences, and they slowly get psychotic and do the kind of stuff Lars is talking about.
Yeah, man, it's not fun.
It's an evil drug.
It is a nasty drug.
But I mean, if you can handle it, snort. I mean, look at Lemmy from Motorhead. You know, if he stopped now, he'd die. You know, so, you know, if you can do it, have fun with it.
Oh, Lars.
Well, yeah, man. Everybody do drugs. Do drugs to escape. This
Why?
world sucks.
No.
And I know what it's like, you know. Do drugs if you can handle it.
That is an honest appraisal of the most common reason people use drugs, though, is to escape. That's where you start.
And if you can handle it, do it.
Yeah, but
because who are we to say how anybody else does their thing?
But how do you tell who can handle, who can't, who's going to suffer?
Who cares, man? It's up to your own preference. Drugs should be legal, and you should be able to do what you want. I mean, the CIA smuggles them in anyway.
I don't disagree with that, interestingly. But I just have to see. I get to see the suffering that comes from being down the line with it. And people suffer from this.
But people make their own decisions. You know what I mean?
They do, but they don't decide to be an addict. That's the one thing that just happens to them. And that's a sad thing. Right?
Well, you know.
But Lars, you don't do speed anymore?
No, because it's my personal, thing. I don't do but I think that poop. Sorry.
Once you say,
but
you don't have to go back.
Even though we're coming from different places, I agree with you that the government shouldn't be crawling up our ass with about stuff. But,
Thank you for the ass comment.
Hey, Drew, say butt, would you?
Butt.
Wow, it's getting out of control.
But no, I don't know. I don't want to get in an argument with you.
Listen, I agree that everyone should, we're living in a free society, or at least it's supposed to be, and if you want to do something, you should be able to do it. I do agree with Drew, though, that people tend to spin out with stuff, and people that start off having a good time become addicts, and then it kind of screws things. But how long you been? Are you a sober guy?
I mean, choose not to do what I do.
Right, I know. I don't want to say that you're out beating the drum for sobriety, but I mean, how long have you? Do you not partake in anything?
I do it a day at a time. You know what I mean?
But
today he doesn't.
Today I don't.
Right. How many days? How many of those do you have?
Well, that's my own personal business.
Right. That's actually good.
But the only thing that I can say is
okay.
The only thing that I can say is if you are, everybody's got to experiment with what they're gonna do. And if the guy wants to shoot speed, let him do it. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's unhealthy is all hell, but I mean that's his personal decision, and no one should alienate anybody for doing what they want to do.
Well, yeah.
Okay, next call. Thanks.
No, this is a good discussion because we don't really disagree on the fundamentals. We just
I think a lot of people can't handle it, and a lot of people shouldn't do it. But I think a lot of people should do it because if that's what they want to do.
But see, it's interesting. We don't agree. We agree on all the principles. I think you and I would.
Yeah.
We'd agree that people should do whatever they want to do. We agree that addiction hurts people. We agree that some people don't ask for addiction but get it.
Sure.
I mean, we agree on those principles.
But Drew, what if everyone stopped doing drugs? Wouldn't you be screwed?
I'd have to go find something else interesting to do. We wudn't learn as much about the brain as quickly as we're learning about it.
I mean, on cadavers?
No, addiction is a way. Addiction is the most. To me, it looks like that is the window into brain function because the relationship between the pharmacology, the alteration, the biology, and the behaviors are so predictable that we can just study it. It's just easy to study.
I was watching a thing on the Discovery Channel last night about 2 in the morning before I went to bed. Guy ran a corpse farm. Here's what the guy does. And by the way, I don't recommend watching this stuff right before you go to bed. This guy gets cadavers. He throws bodies. He's a scientist. He throws bodies all over the place in like this plot of land, and then he checks on how they decompose so that he can help the FBI when they discover bodies to see how long a body's been there.
That's a speed freak.
So it's
my
like,
man.
well, you see, the maggots are young on this one, so it's probably only 2 or 3 weeks. Wow. And he has bodies that he half buries, and he have ones that are naked, and ones that are clothed, and ones that are in the shade.
Can you choose to donate your body like that after you die? I want to be part of the farm. You just write that on your license.
Do you want to be planted? Do you want to be in the ground?
Yeah.
You don't have that little pink dot on your license. You have a little tree with an arm sticking out of it. It's sort of like the air freshener with an arm sticking out of it.
Anyway,
could you imagine
what road
that?
have we gone down tonight?
Oh, man. I was looking at bodies at 2 a.m. with maggots all over them, a week in the ground, 6 weeks in the ground.
There must have been like something in the months and stuff.
How do we segue into this?
I don't know. We're talking about cadavers. Ken.
Yeah, hey, Adam.
Hey, is there a band called the Cadavers?
No.
I'm sure.
That's a
somewhere.
cool. That's a good name
There
for a
had to have
band.
been.
Yeah.
Ken?
Oh,
Ken
hey,
and the
Adam.
Cadavers. That's a band.
Just Cadaver Farm.
Ooh.
Ooh, there you go.
Body Farm. Ooh, that's hardcore, man.
You're in the wrong business, my man.
I know. I gotta manage a band.
Yep.
Ken?
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah.
For the 9th time, Ken.
All right.
Hold on, Ken.
Ken?
Wait a second.
Hello?
Hello.
What's going on?
I got 2 questions. First one goes out to Lars. Lars, I got this friend, and, like, he's a really big fan of Rancid and all that, but, like, I got a disagreement with him. I was wondering if you were ever in the UK subs.
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
All right, okay, good. And,
Did you
my
win the
second...
bet?
Huh?
Did you win the bet?
No, like, he did. Like, I kind of didn't believe it. I was like, because...
Well, don't eat the cracker.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
We always have the most. I'm just remembering. I'm flashing. Every
Don't
time
you
we
remember
have-
circle jerks?
We have
It's
interesting discussions.
he hasn't laughed once at the show, and the guy was pulling out his pod, jerking off in front of his friend.
I'm familiar
I said
with
the cracker thing. You
Yeah.
sit over there thinking about your coffee,
No.
or your speed freak friend,
Or the
or
cadaver
whatever,
show you wanna
and
go watch
calling
tonight.
Brett Matt. You know,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's a long day for him.
look at you, man.
It's been a long week.
What's your next question? Sorry.
All
Ken.
right. Yeah, I've been going out with this girl for like 4 months, and like before that, me and her were like really attached to each other. Like we were always like flirting with each other for like almost a year. And like right now, she says she's like in love with me and stuff, and like I'm definitely in love with her and everything. But like,
How old are you?
17.
Are you getting any?
That's the thing. Like, okay, she's like done stuff with other guys, but like the stuff that she's done with other guys, she won't do with me. And
Why
she
is not?
says-
Why is that?
I have no idea. Like, that's the thing I'm kind of wondering, because like she was,
Like, what has she done? What has she told you she's done?
like, you know, she's like,
While she's going out with you?
yeah, no.
So
Like
it's-
before she started.
This is the
going out.
Corolla syndrome.
Huh?
Shush up,
Am
Drew.
I right?
No, I had a
I'm
girlfriend
done with
that I had this particular subject happen with.
Well, what happens is they get run through the mill with a couple of guys, and now they get hooked up with you, and they're like, I am never going to make the mistake of giving a guy a blowjob on the
Or
first
letting him
date
stick
ever
a
again.
finger in
And
my
you're-
butt.
Right, and you're like, oh, thanks. That's great.
Yep.
So not only are you not getting it, but you have to hear about all these other guys that are
About the
high-fiving
strap
somewhere.
on and the cowboy and the.
Right.
Maybe
The
she's afraid you're
poodle.
gonna
Never going to
she's,
make that mistake again.
Maybe she's afraid you're gonna bail once you guys do have sex.
Yeah, because maybe she's a little torn, like she got used and dumped.
I don't know if that's it. Like, because she says she's like never been in love before and all that, and she's like, I'm not a virgin, but she is, and like I guess she sees it as like I'm more experienced than her or something. But like she's just like, she tells me she's done all this other stuff with
Well, you got to just be like the smooth guy and go, "Come on, baby, we'll learn together." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounded
If you're
good.
really in love, you know what I mean. It'll all come out.
Is she telling
in the
you
right
she's
spots.
not ready?
No, that's not the thing. Like,
What is she telling you?
like okay, she says for some reason she just can't. Like, she
Is it
says-
because the feelings are intense that she can't withstand the vulnerability?
I think so.
And
Like,
that next level of closeness is a little too much for her right now.
Probably.
All right, just cool out. Don't push.
And-
you push, she's going to blow up.
Pretend like you don't care. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's true. Take the pressure off. Pretend like you don't care.
It's like that joke. You know that joke?
About the ass in the
No,
rooster?
No. See, you're trying to get me back. See, Drew, he's got a problem with me. I pointed this out earlier.
please.
No, he
Your
likes
medical
you.
science
He likes
can't
you.
see
We're
this.
thick as thieves. What are you talking about?
No, about the orgasm, women and orgasms.
No, I don't know. Tell
Why do women fake orgasms?
I don't know why.
Because they think we care.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's funny.
You told me that.
I did not.
Yes, you did. You were telling me that earlier.
I did? Drew, I didn't say that earlier.
I don't know.
Last time we were
One of the pie tasters told you that this afternoon.
The pie tasters.
Yes.
Yeah, my man.
That's a good name. All right. Why don't we hear the song?
Oh, in 8th grade? Where's what happened here?
Wait, excuse us. We're trying to do a show over here, Mr. Drew.
All right, you guys.
Drew?
Let's play a song.
Yeah. All right. This is from Life Won't Wait, and it is Life Won't Wait. Usually, all right.
Yeah, let me get over that.
All right. Let's take ourselves a quick break here, and we'll be back with more Rancid.
Two, I bet.
From Rancid, and Brett wants to give a little plug out for a website. So,
yeah, you guys got to check out AnnaVogue.com.
I actually saw her interviewed on television, and this is one of the most fascinating things I've seen on the internet. This woman just set up a internet camera in a room and just runs it 24 hours a day.
And is
And
she
she's a
in?
performance artist also, and she has a CD.
And
that you can get.
and she sees it as sort of an art expression and a sociological experiment all rolled into one.
Is she in her room that whole time, or does she
No.
come and go about her
It's
day?
just her room. It's just right.
Yeah, and there's a couple cams, and you can see her feed her dog, or when she's on the computer, and it's really great. And her music's really great also. You can order her CD online.
Very good.
What? How do you spell? Ann said to spell
It's ANAVOOG.com.
All right.
I
So
want to see, like, like business women.
There's plenty of those
40
too.
plus. Just out there just taking it off.
yeah, how's she?
Rubbing
Is
themselves.
Anna good looking?
It's very beautiful.
Oh, okay. That means no.
But that's not the
spiritually.
point.
I understand. But what if she has sex in her room? Does she keep the camera going?
I think that's why people tune in
Because
To see if
to
she's.
see what happens.
No, it's not necessarily a sexual thing. It's just her everyday life 24/7, and
All right, let's squeeze in one more call. The guys have to leave at 11:30 to catch their bus and head on with the Warped. Oop, okay. Kevin,
Yeah.
you're 25.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Well, I've known this girl for probably 6 years. I've been with her for 4, and I care for her very deeply. And a few months ago, I met another girl, looks a lot like her, acts a lot like her. They're both bisexual, and my feelings for the one I recently met have blown up over the last couple of months.
Get it on, my man. Make it happen now, and then call back and tell us about it.
So you want to get into the threesome?
I don't know if I should approach Megan with that, the one I've been with for 4 years.
But she's bisexual.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know the other girl yet?
No, not yet.
I think if you care about the first one, protect that relationship. If you don't really care, who cares?
Oh, I do. The
But
thing
you're
is-
this relationship's gonna explode in your face. You're gonna be unhappy.
But if something's got to blow up, better a lesbian than a pipe bomb. Right, Drew? I mean, that's kind of my motto.
Yeah.
The thing is, I care for Chrissy, who I met a few months
Yeah,
ago.
that's BS.
It seems like this.
Oh, Kevin.
I care for Claudia Schiffer. Do
Come
we,
on,
Drew?
Kevin. Of course you do.
Oh, okay.
The same way Kevin cares for both these women.
Right, you want to bang them, right?
It's not all that.
Come
And
on.
by the way, I bet your present girlfriend does not maintain a monogamous relationship with you.
Oh, yes, she does.
Well,
You sure about that?
She's bisexual, right?
Yeah.
Well, how does she maintain her bisexual status if she's only with a guy?
I don't know about that, but I know she's committed to me.
Well, and she thinks you're committed to her too.
Yes.
And look what you're up to.
I haven't done anything with her, though.
Okay.
You're thinking about it.
But here's our experience.
Mental pictures.
If someone wants to have a threesome, God bless them. But if they're in a relationship that they think is real important and they don't want to screw up, there's a strong potential to screw it up. That's all we're saying. So if this is a real... Do you have any kids?
No.
But I'm saying this, it's already screwed up, I mean, I'm so committed. I'm just in love. I care about her. But there's this other one.
Yeah, I care about her too.
Yeah.
We had a situation once where, they had some radio winners come out to meet us, and the guy won like three tickets. I don't remember how it happened, but he brings his girlfriend with him, the girlfriend that he's with at the time. Because when he originally promised his old girlfriend when they won the tickets, he was going to take her.
Right.
So they ended up breaking up. So he comes out with his new girlfriend and the old girlfriend, and then the two girls got together and left the dude behind.
He didn't get to watch or anything?
That is one of the potential outcomes in Kevin's scenario here. And if he really cares about the relationship, he wouldn't put it in jeopardy that way. So.
All right, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Figure out how much you care about the relationship.
Very, very much.
Okay, then
stay with that. Focus on that, because
then go ahead and have that.
Is so meaningful to you. You shouldn't be so terribly interested in expanding it in other areas.
All right,
but you can think about it.
What should I do if Chrissy shows signs like she kind of already has?
About wanting to get together with Megan?
With
with him.
Oh, with you?
Yeah.
Well, I thought you're committed to the relationship.
I am. Should I just tell her flat out, get away or something?
Yeah. If you're committed to the relationship, then you don't cheat. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it is nice to think about.
Yeah, listen, we were talking about this earlier, and then we'll wrap it up because I know the guys got to catch a bus. But guys don't know how to say no. I mean, we're not used to it. We go through our whole life begging, and then all of a sudden, you turn 25, you get in a band or you get a Porsche or whatever the hell happens, and you're not used to telling, especially attractive people.
Spend 9 months getting out and the rest of your life getting back in.
Right. You're not used to telling people to screw off, especially women.
Especially bisexual women who are attractive.
Right.
Who want to bump your girlfriend.
And men's instinct is to just go that direction.
Oh, yeah.
That's just their natural instinct.
But I just mean, like, I grew up and there wasn't a lot of food where I grew up, right? And we were poor. We could afford food, but my mom didn't do a whole lot of shopping. So when I go out to eat with someone, if they don't finish what they're eating, I want to take it home with me. I mean, it's just an instinct.
He'll stick a fork through your hand if it's near the plate.
It's burned into me. I can't help it. And I think a lot of guys are this way with women too. It's hard to tell women who want to have sex with you to go away. True, you have to do it every day, don't you?
No.
Yes, you do. You know your wife's listening.
No, it's
Tyra Banks is hot for Drew.
Oh, snap.
Swear to God.
What's up, Drew?
Diggs Drew.
I dig my wife and my kids.
There you go.
All right.
That's an honest man right over there.
We should all model ourselves after Drew, and then we would all kill ourselves. Lars, Brett, that's it.
We're out of here.
You guys going to catch your bus. We're going to break a couple minutes early. Go out and get the CD. Life Won't Wait. Guys, thanks a
for
lot.
having us.
We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
I feel so liquidy. Really? Why? You're listening to...
It's Loveline. Oh, boy.
Peace has prevailed, settled upon the studio again.
Yeah.
I like Lars.
Yeah, Drew likes the Rancid. I like Rancid, too.
I like provocative, interesting people. I do. What?
I was just thinking about you. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
What?
Well, because Lars has got a mohawk. He's covered with tattoos.
Huh.
It's just funny that you like the people that, and I'm picturing you're wearing your Dockers over there, and you got any tats?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Lars is cool. Brett's cool. Rancid's cool.
They're not.
And we can't. I don't want to wait 2.5 years before they come on the show again.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not irrational. You know what I mean? I can't stand people you can't reason with, who are just rigid. They're not.
Right.
They're not that.
Right. Like people from England. Mike.
Hey there, what's going on?
Good. Nothing.
All
Great.
right. Listen, hey, I know the name of that game you guys were talking about. I can describe the game, actually.
What is it?
It's I think it's called Soul Survivor, but it's this crazy game. You got all these marbles.
Right.
And, there's 4 sides of the board, and you each have all these levers, and you pull the levers back.
Right.
Open up little holes.
To see which one falls through.
Exactly. And you have to be the last marble on the board.
It was sort of like Don't Break the Ice for folks that weren't mentally handicapped. Right?
There you go, something like that.
But you remember the commercial, right?
Exactly, and they say, I'm the sole survivor at the end.
That must have been the name of the game.
Yeah, that was it.
All right.
But, hey, I have a question, too, if you don't mind.
About games?
Not about games.
No, we got to move on.
It wasn't like drop something or don't. No, all right. All right, go ahead.
It goes back to talking about the dead people thing, and not that I would ever think of doing this, but it's just a question I've been curious about.
Oh, boy.
Could you get seriously, not that I would ever do it,
Yeah.
but can you get a sexually transmitted disease from basically being with a dead person, if you think about it.
We got to ask Thompson
Like,
and
right
Gucci.
out, Dr. Drew, right out, like recently after. What do you think about that?
If they had one, but there's no disease that is unique to a dying person.
Drew. What do you think he's asking?
If they had AIDS or something, and then
You know, it's funny, Drew. For the world's smartest guy, you process stuff like a chimp.
No, I'm trying to be real accurate with the.
No, you're not. You know what the guy's asking? The guy is asking if the person was infected with something, and you hump them.
Yeah, you could get it.
Yeah, but
how long after they were passed? Like
well, if the blood is if they have blood and the blood is contaminated, let's say with HIV.
Yeah, but
how long does the HIV live in the blood? As long as the blood is liquid?
No, because I don't know. I would imagine it would be. I mean, basically the viruses live on the human cells. So when all the human cells die, the viruses die out too.
But how long does it take the human cells to die after you die? Isn't it some time? Here's the point. Here's
hours. I suspect it's not days.
Why wouldn't it though?
Because there's no oxygen getting to them, no nutrition getting to them.
Oh, really?
That's how the cells are sustained.
But I mean, listen. If you just had a coronary and were lying on the floor here, and I came back in here Sunday, you'd still have all the blood in you, right? I mean, if I stabbed you, blood would come spurting out. But you're saying the blood would be dead?
Yeah, all the cells would be dead in it. Yeah.
I think the catch-22 to mounting cadavers is, and this is going to go along with your question here, Mike, is by the time they're dead enough so that you cannot get any infection from whatever they were harboring while they were alive, they're no good for humping. Right, Drew?
Yes, I guess, whatever. But the question then is, how long does the virus survive? How long is I don't know what the life cycle of an AIDS virus is.
But what about herpes?
And then how long are these things able to survive in a new environment, which is chemically completely different after the organism dies?
A new environment.
So,
you mean when you die, your chemical changes?
Yeah, everything changes. So maybe the viral lifespan is quite shortened. So I don't know. People who deal with dead bodies would know this because they would know what their risks.
Crabs, you probably get 50 years after that. I mean, you dig up Abe Lincoln, you still get crabs, right? Is that true, Drew?
It could be.
Okay.
I don't know about Abe, but...
All honest, yeah. Mike?
Yes.
There you go.
I'm still here. Thank you very much.
All right.
All right.
How much of that cadaver sex you figure goes on? How many guys in funeral homes cop a feel?
I think it must be very rare, but who knows? People are so bizarre.
But look at it. Look at the guy who would work
in a funeral home
on bodies.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make you sort of antisocial anyway?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could see a lot of feel copping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think a woman's ever performed oral sex on a man after he was dead? In the funeral home?
No.
You don't? But you figure everything's happened once.
When it comes to bizarre sexual behaviors,
it's the guys?
It's men.
Yeah. So you say never in the history of humanity.
I never want to say never.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my friend, the Wheeze, he lit a cigarette off a fart that I lit once.
Yeah.
And I said to him, you know what? I think we may be the only people who have ever done that. Actually lit a cigarette.
How far away was the flame? How long? How far from the match was the cigarette?
I made sure, because I understand what you're getting at, that the lighting, the ignition of the cigarette was in no way related to the flame on the match.
Oh, wow.
But that it was ignited via the flame that came out of the ass.
I see.
You understand?
Yes.
Because anyone could do that. Do you know what I mean? I think Uri Geller used to try to pull that trick. You'd get in there and you do it in such a way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see.
How many people do you think have done that?
I think you're in an elite crowd, Adam. I really do. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Haley.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, okay, back in April, I called you guys, and I was pregnant, and I'm 15, and I just had my baby, but I would call it about, because the father didn't know, and so I asked if I should tell him, and you guys said that I should, and that I should get a baby up for adoption because I'm only 15. But I didn't. But you really made me think about it, so I just wanted to call and thank you guys because you guys are really good and you guys give really good help.
So you felt supported at least.
Yeah.
You guys doing okay now? People around you?
Mm-hmm.
Who's helping you with the baby?
My boyfriend. We've been together for about not.
How do you support yourselves?
Huh?
How do you support yourselves?
He has a job, and my mom and dad.
Okay, so mom and dad are helping you take
Yeah.
care of the baby.
Oh, the boyfriend isn't the guy who got you pregnant?
Right.
No, he's 20. The guy who got me pregnant, he's 26 now.
Oh, boy.
Well, this was a couple months ago. He was still probably
25 and a half.
25 and 26.
So
Haley?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't totally remember this call, but why were you having sex with the 26-year-old guy if you've been with your boyfriend for so long?
Oh, no, I got with my boyfriend after I was pregnant.
His new boyfriend.
Yeah. So.
Hold on a second. Let me talk to Drew. Didn't she just say that her and her boyfriend were been together for a while?
Living together now, I think she said. Or something. Here's something about him being around now.
Haley?
Yeah.
Didn't you indicate just a second ago that you and your current boyfriend have been together for a long time?
We've been together for about 7 or 8 months.
Okay.
We've been together for,
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's 15.
in my books,
Okay.
Almost the 15th of her life.
How old is your current boyfriend?
17.
Okay.
And he's working?
Yeah.
Where does he work?
He works in the Bay Area.
Oh, I see.
He puts in windows
Puts in windows.
for, like, contractors.
Hey, that's not bad money. Is he doing piecework or is he getting paid by the hour?
By the hour.
Okay. That's all right. You know, by the time he's 20, he could be making $20 an hour.
I guess.
Okay. People have difficulty responding, I think, to things. No one can just go, yeah,
Well, they
that'd
don't
be
know.
nice.
They don't know if you're making fun of them or not.
Oh, they don't?
Mm-mm.
Haley?
Huh?
I wasn't making fun of him.
Oh.
When I was 20, I was making $7 an hour digging ditches. That's good.
You're cool.
All right. All right, take care of that kid.
All right.
Are you getting anything from the government?
No.
Huh?
Social Security.
Finish.
Social Security?
Yeah.
How do you get Social Security at 15?
Well, because he's 17. And so he, like, filed it. Or he did something. He called in.
Social Security. You can't collect Social Security when you're 17.
I don't know. Somehow he did it with his parents and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know the whole story, but
All right. Well, anyway, you can get the money. It's all free, right?
I guess.
But just stay in school.
Hey, has anyone from the government contacted you and said you can't have another kid?
Nuh-uh.
Okay. I'm going to change that. I had the inspector come by and look at my roof today.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes.
How'd it go?
Oh, there may be some trouble.
Uh-oh, what?
I'd prefer not to get into it over the air. I don't want to incriminate myself, Drew. And there's their plan B must be implemented. And there's going to be some shucking and some jiving that's going to need to. It's not going to be good times over at the Carolla house. But my point is you end up getting caught up in things, which is I'm on the phone to the roofing contractor today saying, the inspector came by, he made a surprise visit, he saw this, and he saw that, and he shouldn't have seen this or that, and he was supposed to come Monday, and, oh, geez, we may be screwed now. And you start getting caught up in the moment, and then when you stand back from the situation, you think to yourself, I own the house, I own the property, I paid the city $200 for a permit, and the roof's going to cost me $25,000, and I ain't getting anything from anybody, and I'm losing sleep over whether or not he's going to let me do this or do that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't getting nothing.
Yes.
Nothing. I am begging for the opportunity to spend $30,000.
You're begging to upgrade the quality and make it even more safe and better.
And the second I strap on $25,000-$30,000 on my roof, then the house becomes $25,000-$30,000 more expensive.
The neighborhood?
Then the taxes.
They get taxes.
Oh, yes. Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful to have that opportunity to do that, Drew? I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
By the way, you're a witness in my motor vehicle accident.
I am?
Yeah.
Oh, when is that happening?
It happened a couple nights ago. What are you talking about?
No, what do you mean I'm a witness?
Oh, the insurance company may contact you.
I don't like talking to strangers, Drew.
You would just talk for me.
All right.
Remember, no skid marks.
No skid marks where? My speed estimation was between 55 and 70. Sarah?
Hey.
You're 14.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, okay. On both sides of my family, people have died from cancer.
What kind of cancer?
I'm not sure. I think they were like both different kinds. And they like just wasted away and all that. And I think I might have a cancerous mom.
At your age, that would be very rare, unless you had something called a dysplastic nevus syndrome, which,
that?
which is a lot of these moles that are abnormal, and the dermatologist will be taking them off very regularly. And what makes you think you have a cancerous mole?
Well, okay, I've been doing some reading on it, and it's like, I mean, it's like all discolored, and it's like, I mean, in the middle it's kind of like, it's on my arm, and it's in the middle it's like very dark brown, and then on the sides it's raised from the skin, and on the sides it's all blurred. And
how big is it?
It's probably about the size of the head of an eraser.
Is it growing quickly?
No.
And there's just one of them?
No, I have others.
How many?
I don't know.
You just have moles, it sounds like. And the
A
raised
lot of people
ones,
have moles.
The raised ones, at your age particularly, tend not to be a big issue. But yes, you definitely should look for the indistinct border, the scalloped edge on the border, and the multiple colors, particularly red, white, blue, black. And Adam. And if there's any question at all, take it to the dermatologist and get it checked out. I mean, don't worry about it. Get it taken care of.
All right. You don't have cancer, though, right, Drew?
I doubt it.
She doesn't. Okay. Josh.
Yeah.
You're 25.
I am.
Yeah.
I
Thanks,
got two answers for you.
Go ahead.
Number one, the theme song to the Good Times. The word is childin. C-H-I-L-D. Child. You know how they always run around, ooh, child.
See, here's the thing that's interesting about the human brain. My friend Jimmy does this, but everybody does this. They pick a song, they butcher the lyrics, and then they rationalize it. Like I had a guy named Steve Hughes when I was 12 going, you know that BTO song, Taking Care of Business?
Yeah.
He thought it was called Taking Care of Pistons. And then he goes on to explain why. See, it's taking care of pistons every day.
BTO.
Taking care of pistons every day. It's Bachman-Turner overdrive. Overdrive is a transmission component. The transmission is bolted right to the engine block where the pistons lay. Taking care of pistons, you see? Meaning if you don't change your oil, it's like, Steve, it's taking care of business, you pinhead. Once people get off, they screw up the lyric, and then they spend a lifetime trying to sort of rationalize
Yeah,
it.
whatever else Josh has to say is also going to be suspect. So let's say.
Okay, go ahead, Josh.
All right.
Hanging in it. What is your?
It also, Josh, needs to rhyme with surviving.
Hanging in a childin.
Childin. That's it.
It's not a word.
Doesn't rhyme with surviving.
Think of the times.
But look at it this way, Josh. If you were sitting down and writing a song, would you say hanging in a childing?
If it had to rhyme.
Yeah, but jiving rhymes.
It has to rhyme with surviving. Surviving.
Surviving does not rhyme. Childing does not rhyme with surviving.
It doesn't have to rhyme.
Of course it does, you idiot. It's a song.
I'm also really intrigued by how people perceive the 70s. Their perceptions of it
You
are
want the
so
answer to the other
distorted.
question?
Yeah, what is the answer to the other question?
3 days. AIDS will live outside of the body in blood for 3 days.
Yeah, but that's I'm not sure that's the same as inside a decaying dead body.
3 days is 3 days.
Josh, when, for instance, the H2S that's produced and the decaying chemicals that are produced in the body, the acid-base status, everything changes in a decaying body. I'm not clear that although it will live on a drain board for 3 days, that would also live in a dead body for 3 days. You understand the difference?
I understand the difference.
All right, Josh. What do you do for a living?
I'm a paramedic in San Francisco.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I know.
That's a pretty good gig, isn't it?
It is a good gig.
Do you pick up a lot of stiffs?
Well, not too many stiffs, more drug addicts and drunks off the street than stiffs.
Uh-huh. But, San Francisco's a nice place to do it.
Oh, if you're going to have to do something there, that's the thing to do.
Do you know Alexander Paul's sister?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
You know Alexander Paul's sister?
No.
Okay.
You know what we're talking about?
Do you know her mom, Mrs. Paul? No. Okay. Sure, not everyone knows each other.
Well, it just would have been an interesting question. That's about as close as you're going to get to somebody working with her, right?
I know, but once in a while, like you talk to someone and you go, what college did you go to? And they go, Stanford. And you go, hey, man, did you know a cat by the name of Robbie?
No, it's the same as
saying, think of the dude's last name. And they're
I'm going to Stanford
there are
now.
30,000 students there.
Yeah, and you know somebody's there now.
No.
You might know. I mean,
No.
It's different than, how about the people like, you're from Los Angeles? Do you know?
Wow. Ben?
Yeah.
You're 18.
Yes, I am. I'm also a virgin. And
Great.
my girlfriend is also a virgin, but she's 16.
Mm-mm.
She's getting ready to turn 17.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is that my last relationships, like the last 3 or 4, have been maybe a month if you add them all up, and have all been with kind of easy, slutty girls. and they've all been after me for one thing, and that's not the kind of girl I've been looking for. And I finally found the girl I've been looking for, but she talks about sex a lot.
Trinity?
She's a
Oh,
virgin.
sex, okay.
And I'm just wondering, how do I, because I'm ready to have sex now. I mean,
You are?
yeah, because those other girls have just showed me, wow, it can be really great. But even though I've stopped because,
Even though it's been a hypothetical sex.
yeah.
Right.
All right, so what's your question?
Pretty strong. But how do I go about talking to her? Because if I tell her...
She's bringing it up with you all the time.
Yeah, but if I mention it to her, it's different because I'm 18 and I'm a guy, and she might think that's the only thing I want.
Hey, goofball, she's talking about sex nonstop.
I mean, she's not talking about sex nonstop, but she'll bring it up and she'll ask me what my pet name is for it. And
All right. Listen. He's asking us how to broach a subject that someone else is bringing up all the time.
Yeah.
Don't not let her bring it up.
Just respond.
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
She brings up sex, keep talking about it. Oh, you kids disgust me.
This is Loveline.
Loveline will be right back.
That's Rancid. That's the name of the CD. It is currently out. It's a great CD. Go get it. Support Rancid. Nice guys. Good band. It was nice seeing them. All right. That is about it. I want to thank the fabulous Lisa and the fabulous Clay for screening phones. Drew just broke his headphones, or as we call it in the business, cans. So, until next time. Oh, yeah. I want to thank producer Andrew. Until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are not necessarily those of the staff or management or producers or directors or the advertising or anyone. They might be Bob's. I'm Bob, and they're mine. The producer of Loveline is Ann Wilkins. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment. Grr. Arg. We now return you to your highly tested, regularly scheduled programming. Bye.